Hello everybody, this is a review for the CarABC F-150 Sync 3 12 inches screen upgrade. So as you see, I set up mine. They have the traditional Ford logo that shows up, and I'll share with you how you can achieve that. And this is a full 12 inches theme that come from a link called Navigator, and you fill the screen with all the functions such as audio, phone, apps, settings. From here you can even have either a wired or wireless CarPlay, and you'll be able to have the full CarPlay on the screen, a full screen, several rows of icons. As you see in here, I'm going through the menu, just demonstrating that it works basically full screen on 12 inches on the stock Sync 3. This is something that I've been wanting for a very long time, considering that I try Android unit that were basically portrait as opposed to landscape, and none of it worked for me. But one important thing is when you come down to settings, if you go to general and you look at your sync version, this screen works best on Sync 3.4, not so much on 2.2. And so as you see in here, I have the latest build of 3.4, which is 26057. I link on the comment of this video, I link the place where you can go and make a USB memory stick that can allow you to update to the latest Sync 3. Other than that, everything looks great, very much stock. There are new AC vents, as you can see. All the control works, all the preset. You can search for a radio station and memorize it. All the AC control works. I have a trailer backup and I have assist in there, and it'll work. It really looks stock. So if you're looking for a 2026 look on your F-150, this is definitely the screen that they're going to make it happen, because not only look stock but also maintain your sync capability without compromising or adding new things with different OS or anything of that nature. Just make sure your sync gets updated to 3.4 using the instruction that I'll give you in the description of this video. Other than that, the process of installing it pretty much plug and play. So if you stay on this video, I'll show you exactly how I installed it, even though there are several videos explaining how this unit from CarABC can be installed into F-150. This is just a quick demonstration of the rear view camera as you see it in full screen. One thing I didn't have on my original screen is the ability of zooming in. So when you zoom in, you get to see even a magnified view of the rear view camera. It's perfect color, very bright. This video was done in full sunlight, and it's very bright, and everything worked very well. Everything is pretty much stock, including all the controls from the steering wheel. So definitely a worthy update, way better than those Tesla looking like screen that they bring on Android and several other functions that are not stock. I really like this one because you maintain all the sync operating system. The touchscreen is extremely responsive, very bright. It of course it dims down and change theme with the either night or during the day mode. Everything controls from the dash. So as far as the installation manual is all the instruction that you need. And here I show you how I laid everything down on a bench. I wanted to make sure that all the parts were received, all the screws, and sure enough everything was in the box. So back in the truck you'll have two 7mm screws located underneath the speaker grill. So in order for you to pull the radio, you have to remove 4 total 7mm screws. 2 are underneath this grill. Use the provided pry tool just to pry over the grill. There's 4 clips in there, so if you position the tool in the center, you'll be able to remove all 2 on each side. 7mm screw, it's located right there, so you can achieve that with the socket. Mine were not overly tight. Alright, next we will pull up this panel from the speaker, and as you see it will come out. There are 2 clips or 3 clips up front. but make sure that your 7mm screws are completely removed from the retainer clips, otherwise the panel will not come out. So now you lift from there and then you pry a little bit. There's 3 clips on the front and this will come out. There is a push tab connector for the center speaker. You want to press and pull and this will disconnect your speaker. Put that aside. The next step, it's locating the 7mm for the panel. Once you take that out, you'll see the back of the panel. I removed my switches from the front panel, and now there are 6 7mm screws that keep the screen together. Once you remove them, you'll see the back of the original screen. That's how your car should look right now without the screen on. Back into the shop, this is the back of the original screen, and you want to take it out of there by removing 3 Phillips head screws. You see the position behind the antenna, and 2 to the left side, top and bottom. This is actually the bracket that came with the screen, and so you want to take this bracket, remove the protective plastic film if you have it, and locate the 3 holes that will match your sync module you just removed from the back of the original screen. So this is how the bracket look without the film that I removed, and that's how it looks once it's fully mounted. Now we focus into the removal of some other screws from the original panel. Those are all the AC and the media face plates. Those are Torx screw, so make sure you have a set and a kit with that specific bit. I found it to be something called T10, like a Torx 10. And so you put that into your handle and you're gonna be able to remove all those screws. You don't have to save those screws because CarABC provides you with all the proper screw with the right length. They're all labeled into bags. Those are the 2 boards. The instructions say to remove the ribbon cable, but I was able not to remove the ribbon cable. So remove all that. Make sure you don't spin the gear and wheels because they can change your AC settings. Just leave everything as it is as you remove it, and you can lift both boards together without having to remove the ribbon cable, which I found it to be easier. And in here you're gonna remove some of the keypad. You will need this for later once you install everything into the CarABC template. So just remove all your knobs, put them into a position you remember, so that you can then put it back into the new plate provided by CarABC. This is just the process of taking everything out from the original Ford plate. This is the CD eject button. You're not gonna need it because the CD won't be accessible, and also you will not need the original media and the airbags light because it has been provided to you into the new faceplate, but you will need your AC controllers. And now you can set all this aside because you won't need it for the installation. So next step is the one of installing the board into your CarABC template. This is the position and location for the screw. You have screw number 2, which is a 16mm, and then you have a screw number 1. If you look at your instruction manual, it'll tell you exactly which screw goes in which location, so you cannot make mistake. Just follow the instruction. This is the trim that allow you to attach the AC. You have to choose in between auto AC and regular AC. In my case, I have auto AC, so I use the right template in there, and that's what you're gonna cover it with. First, you have to install back your 2 potentiometers and your push buttons group. So you put all that in there. Remember, you have the gray pad that goes there that generate contact for all the push buttons, and then you install your potentiometer to the right and to the left. Those are very simple to go through because they have some locking holes, so you know it won't fit unless you're putting it into the right place. So as you see, it locks right into place. Make sure you don't move the AC control potentiometer because that can change the board location, so make sure everything remains intact. So once you have both board screwed together, you'll use the screw number 1, which is a 3mm by 10, and you will secure the panel back inside the truck. You will pull the harness from the sync module to the original harness that you find in the car. This is the location of the blue antenna that will go to your sync module. This is how the panel look like once it's installed. You want to run the white cable out because that's what's gonna go to your panel. As you see, the sync module face the front of the car and the metal face the screen. The white connector and the light green one and the USB will be connectors you want to pull outside. Then in here I remove the central trim and I remove the vents on both left and right side. Once fully installed, don't clip it but test. This is the full results after having tested it and knowing that everything worked fine. I have a wireless CarPlay adapter, but you can use the wire connection if you wish to do so. Everything clicked right into the right spot, including the two side panels. I drove several miles and there's absolutely no movement, shifting, clicking, or any other type of problem. It's the closest thing to a stock 2026 F-150. And just by comparison, here is the 2026 year model for an F-150 with the stock screen, pretty much identical to the one the CarABC provides. This is a super important screen. I struggled a bit with getting the full 12 inches resolution. As you see, everything worked at 12 inches, no problem whatsoever, but I had to go into ForScan and change my settings. So with ForScan plugged into your OBD2 diagnostic port and a laptop running the latest version of ForScan, you do not want to go and change anything related to the radio into the non-as-built mode. Of course, we're talking about APIM. That's where all those settings are residing, but don't go APIM simple, go to APIM as built, because that will cause various settings to conflict with each other. So you want to go into the as built. Okay, once you are into the as built, if you want to obtain the Ford logo startup, a full 12-inch Lincoln theme that opens up a full screen, and the Lincoln theme to stay, the only thing you won't be able to change is the Navigator Goodbye screen animation. That it's part of the Lincoln theme. So removing the Lincoln theme to remove the Goodbye animation will also defeat the full 12 inches capability of seeing your screen a full blown. So my original issue was that with any Ford theme other than the full 12-inch Lincoln 10L visual layout, my screen was only showing an 80-inch window and everything else was blacked out, and the rectangular 8-inch windows was on the top left of the screen. CarABC will tell you to unplug a cable and plug it many times until the screen will acquire the definition. To me, that was not the fix. The fix was going to basically ForScan, go into the as build for the radio, for the screen itself, and modify those three strings. So the 7DO1202, 7DO0201, and 7DO2301. If you write those values and those strings, you will achieve a Ford logo startup, full 12-inch Lincoln 10L visual layout, so the full theme. The Lincoln theme will stay, and the only thing you cannot adjust is the Lincoln Navigator Goodbye animation screen when you turn the radio off, because this animation, it's part of the theme. So if you remove this animation and put anything else, you're disabling the theme and you will not be able to see the screen at full 12 inches. It will default to 8. Okay, so if you want the Ford logo startup, full 12 inches Lincoln, and then the Lincoln theme, you're gonna have to leave with the Navigator Goodbye animation. Those are the three critical strings you want to change. If you put it this way, like I show in the video, you will obtain the same exact look and feel that I've achieved. When all those strings have been written into ForScan, like we discussed, you will have a high definition full screen Ford logo with a reflection animation from top to bottom. This is how the radio is starting up. Right after the animation ends, the full 10L, which is a 12 inches Lincoln theme, will open up, allowing you to see the full screen, and this will work also for CarPlay and every other function. Hope you found the video to be informative and give you the information you need. This is a quick before the installation of the CarABC screen, and this is the after. I think those pictures speak for themselves. It's a great stock looking unit. I highly recommend it for both quality, craftsmanship and functionality. Strongly recommend if you want to achieve this look. CarABC, it's definitely way to go.